Hey, welcome everybody. Glad to be with you. My name is Saul. I'm here with Denislav, all the way from the US. Denislav, how are you?
Doing good. So, how are you?
I'm fine. I will introduce you as, level 4 funded trader of the Fivers. But of course, you can introduce yourself in a minute and to tell us a little bit about your career in trading. How long have you been trading? Of course, where are you from? And if that affects the way you trade, why the Forex market? Tell us a little bit about your trading part of Denislav.
Sure. So I'm Bulgarian, originally, obviously not a US native. I've been in the US for about 10 years. I have a family here that, I met my wife over here. She's German. Ever since I came to the US, I've been trying all kinds of different things. But, I was juggling with different immigration statuses and whatnot. And once I got established, I was looking for a career. I was thinking IT and thinking of how I can pay myself through college. So I was sending applications everywhere and started working in an insurance company, which got me introduced to the financial markets. I quickly got bored with insurance, but I had a crazy passion for finance. So I took my serious exams here, which is financial planning and investment management exams. And that's how I got to learn about the financial markets, all the different instruments that we have access to. And the moment I got to know how these instruments work, I just had to try trading, of course. So I started dabbling with futures day trading back 5.5 years ago or so. Never really did anything consistent. I would blow an account, give it up for a couple of months, try again. After the next bonus, blow another account. It wasn't really until I want to say COVID hit and I was probably full-time home, working from home. I had the time to really kind of commit to it. I had been trading Forex even before, but nothing consistently. I think it was around COVID time when I came across the Fivers too. I had tried all kinds of different prop firms, mostly around the futures side, and they all had some things in common. They feel like they're mostly there to collect your monthly fees and, the fees to reset your accounts. It's not really there as a partnership to help you succeed as a trader. You guys were different, and I could tell from the start. So I've been with you ever since.
Okay, so if I get it right, you're trading today mainly Forex. Is that right?
Yes, I don't do any futures right now. I am a part of a futures kind of index trading community that every now and then I hop in, and I don't really have a futures trading account right now, but I take options trades to kind of get exposure to that.
Okay.
But that's every now and then when I have time.
And do you have, or did you have regular brokerage accounts, your personal accounts?
I do, yeah. That's where I take options trades. Over here we have Robinhood and whatnot. That's free trades. Now it's free. So that's where I dabble. I do futures. I take options on indices, some stocks, just speculation, mostly trading.
It's fair to say that your Forex accounts are with companies like the Fivers.
Yes.
Okay. Have you tried trading by your own Forex? And if yes, what's the difference you find between trading by your own?
Really, really early on. I was, maybe just a couple months in, there was a company here called Apiary Fund. I still have an account with them. They're similar in terms that they're proprietary trading firm, but they focus more on education. They start traders from the what is Forex, and they kind of have their curriculum teaches you pass courses and challenges, then you get an advance through the material. They teach you basic trading strategies, and if you graduate from their so-called program, they give you a $2,500 account that you can scale. And I still have an account, mostly after being stubborn for spending so much time on it, but they scale it very, very slow. It's nothing like you guys. However, it's a good thing to share with people who have never done anything like that, to kind of learn the basics.
Okay. So now let's get into trading a little bit, because you have been several times at a very high, we can say fairly high account with us and multiple of those. So you have been at the point that you, you correct me if I'm wrong, but you have been managing more than $500,000 with us. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I think I picked around 750 or so.
Okay, so I want to show with everyone your dashboard because they all have something in common. Okay, and it doesn't matter. I could pick any of your dashboards, and I could be sharing this one or this one or this one right here, and your statistics pretty much look the same. Okay, you are a very active trader. Okay, in a couple of days or weeks, you place a lot of trades, and you have statistics that I could say they are very tight statistics. So in order to make profits and to get to the targets the way your statistics show us you trade, you really need to make consistent. So I see you and I see your charts without knowing you, and I would say this is a consistent trader because he's break even on his win trades, and he has a slightly positive risk-reward ratio. So in order to to stay in the game, you really need to be very consistent with your trading. So that I have to ask what you do. Like, how do you trade? Why the large amount of trades? And how do you stay as consistent as you are?
I mean, if I knew how to answer, I would. What I would say is I'm pretty aggressive trader. When I have an idea, I'm not afraid to go after it. And the problem with the so many trades is that my bias shifts often if I trade on like smaller time frame charts, which the market's been kind of choppy the past couple of months. So I do flip back and forth a lot. You can see me even in a night like last night, I've shifted short and long on all the majors probably 3 or 4 times already.
Okay.
When I see a consolidation, I love trading those things. So that's the lots of trades. I also have this idea of trying to develop myself more as a position trader. So me putting in, a large number of trades is with the idea that if the market breaks one way or the other, I will close some, take some profit, leave some to kind of stay there for the long term. I haven't really had a chance to do that too much of late because I usually don't see a clean break that is in my favor. So I end up shifting all my positions the other way. And the other thing is that I add to positions. Like if I have a bias towards one side of the market or the other, even sometimes if they go against me, I will not hesitate to add if my bias is still to the short side, which occasionally gets me in trouble, as you have seen.
Okay, so let's go deeper into your bias. Where do you get your bias from? What's your bias? How you define it?
I have I've done a lot of learning on my own for the past 5 years or so, but the most consistent thing about how I look at the markets has been through a resource called We Trade Waves. It's another trading community that I kind of got involved with around the time I got to trade with you guys. They have like a weekly free forecast on YouTube that they share their general overview, and they have a membership that's you pay for to kind of get to know their trading systems and whatnot. So they have been very helpful. I use kind of their method to try and predict what the next major move in the markets will be, and their trading system is based on combination of Elliott waves with supply and demand and moving averages, divergence. It's really a bundle of a lot of things. So that has kind of been behind my success the past year or two. They have helped me a lot.
Okay. So again, staying in your numbers a little bit longer. So would you classify yourself as a scalper or something like that, intraday trader?
I would say intraday for sure. Scalping is not what I go for, but it ends up being like that at times when the market is choppy. Ideally, I want to be more of a intraday to swing trader, but it hasn't materialized yet.
On what time frame you analyze and execute your trades?
I analyze trades on 1 and 4 hours. I do look at daily, sometimes even weekly, but that's more to kind of look at general bias, right? I execute my trades on 15-minute charts, sometimes even 5.
Okay. And you combine your trading with like another job or another?
Yeah, I'm a full-time financial planner and investment advisor over here. So sometimes I stay up until like 2 a.m. Sometimes I wake up at 4 to kind of get the early action in the London session, even though it's the middle of the night here in the US. So it has been fun.
Okay. And now I want to look, I really wanted to ask you about drawdowns, but you, in most of your account, you go into a small drawdown and you manage to get out of the drawdown and you get to the target. So that's a pattern I see across your accounts. So I want to ask you, a lot of traders go into drawdowns, of course, but they don't manage to get out of the drawdown in order to get to the target. So do you change anything in your trading when you're in drawdown? Do you reduce lot size? You're less aggressive. You go more aggressive to get out of the drawdown. What do you do what happens to your state of mind as well when you find yourself in a drawdown period?
I try not to change anything, which is not always the case. Obviously, we're all human, right? Sometimes we get scared. We try and bail on a trade, then we regret it or whatever. Then I try not to be too aggressive, but that has happened a lot. You're in a drawdown, so you see things kind of turning. And those drawdowns usually are trades that I'm actively holding that are going against me. Sometimes, if I have 10 positions open, those drawdowns are, one of them gets dinged, then another. And a lot of times I will just, if my bias hasn't changed, I will just keep looking at it and keep looking to re-enter into that trade when I feel like it's finally turning around. Oftentimes they do. So I want to say that most of the time my bias is correct. It's my timing that's off. But of course, I have also lost accounts with that set of mentality. So I can't say that it's the best way to trade.
Okay, and that would lead me to my next question. Of course, you have had a lot of success, with the fibers. I believe you made more than 10 withdrawals or 20 withdrawals. I don't know how many of those have you done.
Oh, I've been averaging a withdrawal every 2 weeks or so since November. It's been great.
Yeah, I see all the deals going out, so I know Denis Lav again, Denis Lav again, and every 2 weeks I see your name. So I'm happy for that. But of course, you just mentioned you didn't start that way. Okay, you started probably at first. You did lose a couple of accounts. So did you change anything? From the point you lost an account with us to the point that you became kind of successful and consistently, something changed? I don't know, your approach with the funded accounts, or how do you treat evaluation accounts and funded accounts differently? Or tell us about your experience when you've suffered a loss or a challenge you have trading with our accounts.
You suffer a loss, you just get back at it. You have to understand that, at least that's my mentality, that I don't think of myself as a professional, successful trader yet. I'm consistent on the way up and on the way down. So to me, it's just a part of the journey. I will keep going until I become better and better, right? And I'm sure that a lot has changed in the past 2 years or so since I've been trading with you guys, since, I have only been successful the past 8-9 months or something like that. But I couldn't even tell you what that is. I haven't really kept track of how I approach it. I don't think it's changed a lot. I've just gotten probably better at it. And the biggest thing is patience. I think I still lack some of that, but I've gotten a lot better than I used to be. So waiting for your setups and, executing trades only when you should, as opposed to jumping in just because something moved, that's a big thing.
Okay. I have another question for you. You mentioned at first that you consider yourself an aggressive trader. And I don't think you have a single aggressive account with us. All your accounts are either bootcamp or low risk accounts, which are with high leverage or low leverage accounts. So how do you manage, or is the low leverage a factor you think goes with you or against you?
I think it helps me. You're right. I have never tried the aggressive accounts, or the ones that you try it without stop loss. I don't think that's a good way of trading to begin with. And I think if I had more leverage, that might help me on my successful trades, but it would crush me on the way down when I'm in a drawdown. So I don't even want to think about it. When I say aggressive trader, it's more so that once I have an idea and I kind of see it materialize, I will not hesitate, and I'll stay committed to it until my bias changes, which is not easy to do. So that mentality, it's not aggressive that I'm going to trade without stop loss. It's more so that I will not hesitate to execute my trades no matter what, whether it's news or whatever. No, if I have an idea and I see potential execution, I'll just go for it.
Okay, thanks for the clarification. Okay, leaving apart your trading and your dashboards, I would like to ask you, someone is watching this video, maybe he's not part of Fivers, maybe he's just starting out at Fivers. What do you tell him? What do you recommend? Any tip you want to give someone who's thinking about it or just starting out? Which program to go with?
My general, tip would be just keep working on it. I started from nothing, and we have this great opportunity with Fivers here that they're going to allow us to learn on their buck, right? We're going to keep practicing at the small cost. If cost is the issue, then just do the bootcamp accounts, which is what I do still partially till today, because I still make mistakes and I sometimes break accounts, and it's so much cheaper to break a bootcamp account than an instant funded one. What we just need to commit to is the constant practice and learning, and accept that there will be mistakes. Don't let that get you down, and just keep working on it. Back when I started years ago, I read a statistic that 97% or so of traders fail.
Right.
And the average time it takes a successful trader is like 5 to 7 years or so. That's a long time.
It is.
Of course, back then I thought I'll be the exception. Yeah, will not be the exception. Just accept that it will take time and just keep working on it.
Nice. Okay, final words. Overall experience with the Fivers. How has been your experience with the Fivers? Have you tried the extra resources, the support, the community on Discord?
Yeah, I have joined some of the trading rooms that you guys have of recently. The trade ideas have been great. The community is awesome. I love all the extra stuff that you have been doing lately. I hope I get to join the live traders event come June, I think. Yeah. It's a bit of an issue with flights and whatnot, but here's to hoping. But whenever I have needed help, I have always reached out to you, and I always get a response. Not just you particularly, but some of the team, and I always get a response in a few hours. So you guys are awesome, not just because we're talking here, but you have really created a platform that enables people like me to chase a dream, and that's a huge time.
Amazing. Thanks for the words. Okay, thank you. I think that's it, Denislav. Thank you for your time and the interview, the words, and I think a lot of traders will watch this and find a lot of value. So hopefully in 2 weeks I'll see your name again on the deal platform for another payment.
Here's to hoping.
So thank you very much and have a nice day.
Thank you, so you too. Bye.
Thank you, Denislav.